Y'all, it's 11:48 and I'm fixing to pop the top in a Diet Mountain Dew because I'm pissed. Y'all know that normally I'm like a very sweet, passive person, and I can always find the nice way around things. Fixing to tell you all what I could not find the nice way around today. Even though I tried to handle it professionally, internally I could not find the nice way around it, and it actually infuriates me to know. Actually infuriates me to know that people are misusing this application, this platform for people. They're misusing it. They're actually going out and attacking people. Let me tell you all what happened to David's Etsy today. Y'all just join in, settle down. I'm not going to be on long, but this will be a good one for you. So we've not made a ton of sales because we don't push. We don't buy ads or anything like that on Etsy. We just kind of, if people are looking for it, they'll find it. In David's store bio, he makes sure to tell them, hey, I don't do anything by machine. I do everything by hand. I take these animals from the snaring and trapping process all the way through the tanning process. I do it in the old Appalachia way, the old pickling method handed down. It's generational knowledge, but it's not machine tanned. And for some people, they really like that because that's what they're looking for, a piece of history, something that's done the old way, something that is not newfangled. And those are our people. That's why we put those keywords in that bio to let people know it's not machine tanned. It will not look like faux fur when you get it. It's going to look like the animal. Um, and still, some people think that what they should get as a real animal hide should look like faux fur that they bought at some stupid TJ Maxx or something. Boggles my mind. But here's what is happening in the Etsy fur community right now. Remember a few months back when I told you all that most of the tanneries in the world were in the Ukraine, and now that the Ukraine had basically shut down and none of the stuff was going to be shipped and handled over there, that there was going to be a huge need for local tanners in the States to pick up the slack. Well, we were right. There's a lot more fur interest this year than there has been in a few years, especially after last year's horrible showing for fur buyers. So, with that in mind, now let's go on to the last month or so of Etsy. Everything we've sold, we've gotten good reviews on. Everybody's been well informed. They've communicated with us effectively. Well, a couple weeks ago, I got an order, and I told David, I said, hey, you got a new order. It just come across the phone. Look. And he said, okay, I'll package it and send it tomorrow. It's for an otter hide, a tube-skinned otter hide. And it was a big otter. It's like a 44-inch otter. It's a pretty decent otter. And we always cringe when we send stuff to the West Coast because that's where we have found the most particular and ignorant people when it comes to furs and the fur process and other processes of creating fur other than machine tanning and chemical tanning. So we always kind of take a deep breath and go, oh crap, and we have a pucker factor of about 25 when we send them to the West Coast. But we send them. I even, after I shipped it, told the man, hey, it's shipped. Thanks again for your support. No response. Like he was the most non communicative buyer. Normally, me and the buyers, or Dave and the buyers, well, I mean, we'll go back and forth for a day or two and talk about things. They're nice people. We get to know them. We send them freebies. We like them. They're kind of our people. Well, this guy was not communicating, was not responding to any of the normal customer reminders I sent or here's your notice of shipping, here's your tracking number, thanks again for your support. He was not responding to anything, and I thought, oh, this is a bad sign. But I brushed it away, and I thought, some people are just busy, Elizabeth. Stop being a Debbie Downer. Well, now fast forward a couple weeks. It's passed through all the processes. He's accepted it. He chose never to communicate. He chose never to request a refund. He verbalized or communicated no displeasure whatsoever, but he leaves a horrific review on Etsy today. But the kicker was, he said, this is the second thing I've bought from this shop that is not usable. I will never purchase there again. And I thought, whoa, buddy, I have only ever shipped two people more than once, and they gave rave reviews and still message and talk to us. So what you talking about, boy? So I went to Etsy and I looked him up, and I did a little bit of a deep dive on the World Wide Web. And I found out that this man lives on the West Coast, owns 3 fur tanneries. He expanded last year and bought 2 more. He is now going all over Etsy to the small fur shops, the people that do it all by hand or are small and don't make a lot of money. And he's buying one item because I guess when you have 3 tanneries, 3 fur tanneries, you got money. He's buying one item, not communicating, giving horrible reviews, and then guiding people to his shops because he sells online, on Etsy, on every platform, and has local shops. So basically, what he's doing is he's using his money to purchase something, never giving any chance for the buyer to communicate, offer a refund, talk about things, nothing. But then he goes and leaves a disastrous review and acts like he has purchased multiple items from every store, but he's not. Well, I called him on it. I contacted Etsy. I said, this man's lying. I said, this is libel. I said, he is basically showing us he has a malicious intent to leave this review because he is misleading and deceiving others. I said his language is inappropriate due to this. I said he has not purchased more than one item from the store. We have only ever shipped to this address once. Please review our records and let's rectify the situation because obviously I'm seeing a pattern if you pull up his profile and see where he's leaving reviews. Also, if you do a deep dive, you will understand that he owns now, instead of 1, 3 tanneries, multiple platforms of fur shops, and is potentially doing this just to create malfeasance in the fur communities and the small people trying to sell on platforms and those using older generational knowledge and hand tanning. I said, obviously, this is not machine tan. That's why we clarify that in the bio. And Etsy was like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. So he is now blocked from my store forever. He is also being investigated by Etsy. And so it depends on how much damages he could potentially have caused and how the stores want to react. I said I just wanted him gone and never have to deal with him again. And I said, should this occur again, I will notify you immediately because the one thing I will anticipate everyone to be is honest. So Etsy was very thankful, and they said, yes, we do have people that take advantage of the platform and do this. And we tried to catch them all, but we can't unless you all report them. And I said, oh, heck yes, I will report them. I will report them. So this is basically proof that no matter in what level of society, no matter in what level of happiness you can find yourself doing what you love and doing it the way you love it for the reasons you love it, someone will always come in and try to step on your happy parade, and they will try to stomp all over it and make you upset. I'm here to tell you the best thing you can do is, yeah, you can get angry and internalize it, but be professional because that's always going to look best in the end. And it's going to help other customers still feel confident that you're someone that they can communicate with, because I have such good communication with everyone else that's ever been to the store. Like me and David constantly are laughing at the messages we send back and forth to these buyers because they're great people and they really have kind of become like distant family, especially the ones that have bought more than one hide. And they appreciate what it is. It's an old school hand tanned Appalachia pickled hide. It is not run through a shaver and a machine and $40,000 worth of machinery before it comes out and looks like faux fur that you buy at TJ Maxx. It's just that's not what it is. So for the people that have supported us, we've been super thankful. But this is proof that you find this kind of crap on every platform. I just listened to a live from Tam Fam and Miss Patty. And apparently it happens on the Whatnot platform too, where they try to poke and ban each other and cause problems. This is just another clue that our society is falling apart. Honesty is falling by the wayside. Respect and dialogue and communication is falling by the wayside. It is, I don't know you, but I'm going to attack you and do the most harm possible before you can do that harm to me. And while I have tried to never create that environment, I understand that we as a society have all created that environment because we've allowed it to happen. We allow people to get away with this behavior. So, hi, Northern Hillbilly. You'll have to go back and listen. I'm just ranting. But this is why our society is failing. We allow people to get away with these behaviors, these manipulations, these half truths. And until we try to rectify that as a society, we're not going to see any satisfaction in our daily lives. Not with people we come in contact with, the people that we have to deal with. Until we start to hold people accountable for behavior, we're not going to see a behavior change. And that's why I say be professional, be kind, be courteous, but be firm and set boundaries. And I asked Etsy, I said he needs to be investigated and potentially kicked from the platform. This is a repetitive behavior. I've identified him doing this 4+ times to other sellers. Plus, he sells on like 17 other platforms online and has physical locations. And this seems to be a deceptive way that he's jeering people away from these smaller shops into his shop. And I said, hey, why doesn't he just buy ad space? Why doesn't why doesn't he just do something kind and leave the little people alone? Because we're not out here trying to compete with people that have machine tanneries. That's not what we do. We're old school, heritage based tanning. That's what we do here. That's the people that like us for that. We are not trying to compete with your machine shaved, faux fur looking shitty hides. Sorry. We're just not. I think those are so ugly. I bought a calf hide the other day because I wanted to take pictures of the grandbaby on it, and it's beautiful, but I can't stand the back of it because it looks fake. And that's just my preference. Everyone is allowed to have a preference. But what I won't do is go and knock someone else because that's their preference. I bought the hide. I did what I wanted to do with it. And I understand that's what it is. And I'm not going to fault them for using machines. It's just not my thing. But I still supported the business and I kept my mouth shut. But this guy could not do that. So, but yeah, I found a pattern of repetition, reported to Etsy. They're going to take action. And he's probably not going to be selling on the app very much longer, but he's blocked from my page. And they allowed me to respond in very strong language. I was very, very clear. And hopefully he will not think he can get away with this. Because it's obviously, he's pushing an agenda. He is not having problems. He's seeking out problems so that he can push an agenda. And but I knew when we went 2 weeks no communication, because we're just all the time back and forth. Whoever grabs the phone first messages back, and we have such great communication with our buyers, and they love that we're old school, and we're bringing culture back, and we're showing you can do this by hand. You can do this in the old way. You can take care of this yourself. You don't have to send it off to people that have $40,000 worth of machines in a big building and use chemicals that you don't want to be around. You can use natural things and do this. So we have a really great consumer base, and they're really great people. But I knew 2 weeks of no communication, I thought, oh no, and it went to California. Oh no. So I just had a bad feeling. I knew it was not going to end well. And you run across these people, and the sad thing is that when you run across those people, you have to step up and be the adult, because obviously they do not know how to. So I had to step up and be the adult, but it still pissed me off, and I still had to come on here and rant about it. But I handled it professionally. But I did waylay him per Etsy's rules and regulations and privacy policies, which he's violating by going through and buying to leave bad reviews and expressing that he has more than one profile, all linked to the same email, but he presents himself as multiple people, and then he's bought multiple items from other people's stores, though he's only ever bought once, so he can leave a nasty review. I've pegged him. Yes, I'm retired law enforcement, and that's what I do. But I pegged him. I followed him. I got his pattern of behavior, and I found out what he was doing, and I pegged him. So I reported him to Etsy. So he probably won't be there much longer. But the burden is on me to act like an adult. That's why I had to do my recon. I had to go and find out what was going on. I had to put together the background of this man and present it to Etsy and say, listen, you have a deplorable human being going on here, and maliciously and in a very misleading manner leaving reviews. You need to take care of it. So they're going to take care of it, but I've done blocked them from our store. And but it's sad. It's sad that when the world has so many opportunities for people, instead of seeing the opportunity and saying, okay, well, this is my opportunity and that's your opportunity, and I might not like your opportunity because it's not something I really care for, but I'll let you have it, and I'll go on, and I'll do mine, you do your thing. This guy goes, oh no, you cannot have this opportunity. I have to purchase off of you so I can leave a nasty review because I have more money and I can do this. It's cheaper than ad space. It's cheaper than buying advertisements. And he probably has ruined dozens of sellers on Etsy before somebody put it together. I put it together. I got nothing but time and irritation, son. Do not tick me off. I got lots of skills that are idle these days that are not good to be idle. And I will put them on an issue and dig till I find the issue. I mean, I found him out in about 20 minutes. So it's just sad that we have adults that do this to each other because that platform is all about opportunity. Whether you think that's your opportunity or not, whether you like somebody else's opportunity, you just shut your mouth and deal with your opportunity and leave everybody else's alone if you don't like it. I have a feeling that these are the people that as kids licked everybody else's popsicles and then didn't understand when the other kids got mad. And now they've grown up into adults and they have no boundaries. So I had to deal with that today. I'm irritated because I've now had two really negative interactions on Etsy, which were basically people trying to create fictitious claims. And yeah, I challenge them and I win every time because I'm based in fact. But it's frustrating to know that out of the few sales we've had on Etsy, this is what people put their energy into. and and Etsy was like, "Did he not read the store bio?" And I was like, "Guess not. Guess he's illiterate too." So, but boundaries. Like I tell y'all, boundaries are a great thing. And as a society, we have none. We've forgotten how to initiate them. We've forgotten how to lay them down effectively, and therefore we're having all these issues. And now these issues are even spreading onto platforms to where we don't even interact. Really, we just sell stuff. But because we are a society without boundaries and without any kind of empathy or sympathy or any kind of respect for a fellow man, people do this crap because they benefit. He might benefit a few bucks, but is it worth what he's going through? I mean, he has physical businesses, 3 physical businesses, and he takes the time to go after somebody that only has 19 listings on Etsy. I mean, bang for your buck, buddy. What are you doing? That doesn't seem smart to me. I think you would want to go after stores that are really pumping out the sales. But hey, you don't seem to have the best radar for morality on the get go. So, just whatever makes you feel good at the end of the day, I guess. But this is just another example of society failing, boundaries being non existent, respect being non existent, humanity not understanding what it is to be human and to exist amongst other human beings, and to be social and accepting and courteous. Society sucks these days, and we wonder why our leaders are such jackasses. Heck, we can't even sell on an online application. You make a couple $100 and people come after you. And we're wondering why world leaders got their panties in a wad. Well, heck, look at how the rest of us are behaving. So I always tell you, your energy is a big thing. Where you put it is it's going to create who you're going to be in the future. The mojo you create will come back to haunt you. And I dare say this man is probably not going to have a very good sunset time in his life because of the seeds he has sown. They have not been positive ones. But I just thought this was a weird lesson to learn today about how these larger businesses go after smaller businesses on Etsy. They buy stuff, ghost them, and then come back and leave faulty reviews. And one physical business may have 100 Etsy IDs, and he's got money, so he'll go buy one thing from a bunch of lowly penny pinchers like our family, leave a trash review, never try to rectify the situation or anything, just so he can leave a trash review because he has money and he can do that and it's cheaper than ad space. I guess maybe he just didn't think that there was going to be ex-law enforcement married to the person and I was going to do a deep dive and link all his emails and profiles. But I did. And Etsy's notified now. It's just sad. Just sad that humanity does these things. It's just sad. But be aware if you sell on Etsy, If you do a niche specialized thing, this is the new kicker. The people with money create massive profiles, buy one thing, slam you, and basically try to shut down all the small stores so that they divert everything to their store. So this guy had basically been doing this for 18 months, according to the records I dug up, and had been quite prolific in his stores online and his physical locations, which I have, physical locations, people are going to use them because they're there. But, dude, online, you really got to try to beat out online competitors, especially when it's just a one-man show from Appalachia. So I'm going to go to bed tonight and I'm going to pray for him. But I hope tomorrow I don't have to learn any patience lessons because I'm not primed for patience right now. It's not a good time for me. So if you use Etsy, be aware. This is a new kicker that they're doing. In the last year, it's amped up and gotten a lot of steam. Big stores taking out little stores by doing this. So do your research. If you have somebody completely blow you with like a completely made up review, completely lying, saying they bought tons of stuff from you and none of it's been good, but research them. Find that email address. Go research that name on Facebook. Put your links together. Find your emails. Find your track over the World Wide Web. Find the repetitious behavior. Report it to Etsy. They'll take them down because they know it's happening. It's just sad it happens at all. And with that, I'm going to drink my Mountain Dew and go to bed. Irritation. It's not a good day to irritate me. Not having a good body day. Don't irritate me on a bad body day. I got nothing but vengeance. Not y'all.